Good morning, thanks for joining us. We're off on a walk from Cwmlanerch campsite near Betws y Coed, and we're heading across and up to Llyn Elsi. It's a very grey, overcast day with low drizzly clouds, but kind of nice to be out walking in it. Nice to see the cloud drifting through the pine trees and everything. So we're going to make the most of it, unless it clears up drastically. Doesn't look like we're going to get any distant views of Snowdonia or anything, but we'll see how things go. It's about, I think it's about 6.5 miles or something like that measured from the campsite, but you could probably knock a couple of miles of that off if you were starting from Betws y Coed itself. So not the longest of walks, might be a little bit longer than that with the ups and downs taken into account, but why not stick along and see what we find along the way. So if you're starting this walk from the Cwmlanerch campsite, as you start to get back down to civilization again, just take a right along the banks of the river. Yeah, there's a nice raised walkway down here and some beautiful trees along the riverbank. So yeah, very pleasant stretch. After a short way through the woodland, you'll come to a kind of a picnic area with a little wall around it. There's a couple of signs that can send you up it further into the woodland, but make sure you keep left and stay right along by the river, and carry on along there until we get to a footbridge. But yeah, absolutely beautiful down here. It is so beautiful down here, which makes it all the more distressing to see the discarded single-use barbecues and all manner of other trash that idiots have left. Really saddens me. Anyway, we're carrying on along. There's a a footbridge marked on the OS map that seems to be only there in history, no longer exists. So we'll just carry on along, and there's another bridge called the Miners Bridge, and I think that is hopefully still there, so that should take us back across the river. Well, I'm afraid that, dear friends, is all that remains of the Miners Bridge. So that looks like both bridge options are out. So it looks like this walk is going to break out into plan B. So unless for some reason they've put a temporary bridge in further up, which I've got my doubts, then we're going to redirect our route and go to Llyn y Parc instead. So not a disaster, but always have a plan B. Well, that was exciting.
Not.
Yeah, so 2 bridges out. So doesn't look like we'll be doing Llyn Elsi today, but we just carried on along the river. I think it's the river Llyn, is it? That flows down into the river Conwy, and we'll be sort of like heading back and up to Llyn Parc now, I think, barring disasters. But anyway, I'll share the route that we actually did rather than the one that we nearly did. But absolutely beautiful down there along the river. So regardless, it was a beautiful stretch there along the river. Just no bridges. Big structure to do with the old mines in the area, but no idea what it was. So, compared to what I'd planned, it's turned into a bit of a pick and mix and invent your own ramble. But it's just beautiful and peaceful up here. So different to being down in the village of Betws y Coed, which is all hustle and bustle and noise. Can't hear a thing up here except the birds.
Me panting.
And us panting, yeah. But yeah, beautiful. And I think we're just about on target for reaching the dam at the end of Llyn Parc. Not too far from here. It's been a beautiful place. It's Llyn Parc. Very pretty. It's man-made, and I'm sure I've read somewhere that although it's kind of very clear water, because of the lead content, there's actually no fish in the lake. Beautiful there, despite the weather. Pretty remote, but very beautiful nonetheless. beautiful down here. I was just saying to Maria, I think it might have actually been better than the walk that we planned. So sometimes plan B is best. Is there anybody there? Entrance to an old mine. So, just on the last stretch now, back to the campsite. Wasn't the walk we set out to do, but it was a belter nonetheless. Really enjoyed it, have you?
Yes.
Come on!
Perfect, wonderful, best ever.
No, it was lovely. Some really nice woodland and
Tree roots, slippy stones.
yeah, lots of tree roots and slippy stones, but then the weather's not picked up all day. It's been wet all day, but now it's been enjoyable, and we'll get back to the van and chill out for the afternoon. So I'll actually put the route up of what we did, not what we planned to do, but yeah, you'll see a link to that on OS Maps down below. But if you've stayed with us this far, thanks very much, and if you wouldn't mind possibly giving it a thumbs up and maybe considering subscribing if you've not already, that would be much appreciated. But either way, we'll see you on another walk pretty soon.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, bye.